right, Peter. As soon as this week, multiple people familiar with the matter tell NBC News. Trump attorney Ron Fischetti said company lawyers met with New York District Attorney Cy Vance on Thursday to try and persuade his office and the state not to go forward. Fischetti told NBC that for Vance to charge the company is, quote, completely outrageous. The Washington Post reports Vance's office set today as the deadline for the former president's attorneys to make any final arguments as to why the Trump Organization shouldn't be charged for attempts to avoid paying state taxes by paying the organization's employees with gifts. The most prominent gift recipient is alleged to be the company's chief financial officer, Allen Weisselberg, who prosecutors were reportedly hoping would cooperate with the investigation and implicate his boss directly. The expected criminal charges are not against Trump personally. Joining us now, former U.S. attorney and an MSNBC contributor, Barbara McQuade. Barbara, what can we glean from the information that we know here?
Well, we have a Trump attorney making public statements that he has learned that the Trump Organization may be charged this week. I would take him at his word. I think that sometimes lawyers try to get out in front of those kinds of allegations so that they can use it to their advantage, try to generate some outrage in response to it. But I would look for charges against the Trump Organization. I would also suspect that if those charges are filed, those would not be the only charges that we'll ultimately see. Sometimes initial charges are filed with the intention that more charges will be filed later, but to use this moment as an opportunity to make a final approach to people like Allen Weisselberg or others who are lower level in the organization than Donald Trump or family members, and try to use it as an opportunity to secure their cooperation.
So Barbara, reports from the Trump side that Vance's office told them today was a deadline to convince them not to bring charges. Is that unusual? Sort of this final chance before charges are brought down?
It is unusual, but not unheard of. Sometimes there is an effort to work out some sort of plea agreement or cooperation to say, look, you have an opportunity, whether it is someone like Allen Weisselberg or someone else, you have an opportunity to be a witness instead of a defendant. But we need to go forward. You have not given us an answer yet, and we need to make progress in our case. So on Monday, we're going to file charges, unless you want to talk to us further about some sort of a plea deal or cooperation. Otherwise, those charges will be filed. That is sometimes used just to let people know. I'm sure they're being truthful about it. It is not an idle threat, and I think I always saw it as important to follow through with that threat if you did not receive the thing that you were asking for.
So Barbara, what are the consequences, the potential downsides for not just the Trump Organization, but any organization like this that has charges brought against it? Obviously, no personal charges brought against the former president or Weisselberg, but what as the lawyers are sitting around trying to figure out what the implications might be for their organization, what are some of the biggest concerns the Trump Organization might have right now?
Well, number one, if they are convicted of these charges, there would likely be very substantial fines for the organization. Obviously, corporate organizations, corporate entities can't go to prison, but they can face substantial fines. It can also be very harmful to the business dealings of an organization, even to be under indictment. Oftentimes, people don't want to enter into contracts with organizations or affiliate with them for publicity purposes when they're under indictment. So there are a number of problems that occur for a corporation when they're under indictment, but also I think it signals the possibility that more charges are coming for individuals who are executives of the organization.